නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Homage to him, the Blessed One, the fully enlightened one. Dear Dhamma friends, today I have planned to talk about the significance of maintenance of practicing mindfulness. 26 centuries ago, an incomparable teacher of divine beings and humans, the Buddha was asked the following question. Those who dwell in the forest, peaceful, leading the holy life, eating but a single meal a day, why is their complexion so serene? The Blessed One, the Tathagata, gave a very crystal clear and profound answer thus. They do not sorrow over the past, nor do they hanker for the future. They maintain themselves with what is present, hence their complexion is so serene. Through hankering for the future, through sorrowing over the past, fools dry up and wither away like a green reed cut down. Nature of the human mind is to constantly wander and persistently roam. Science of this unfathomable occurrence and incomprehensible phenomenon is indescribable and indefinable in words. Once the Buddha said thus, "Bhikkhus, I do not see even one other thing that changes so quickly as the mind." It is not easy to give a simile for how quickly the mind changes. In the teaching of the Buddha, the mindfulness is the paramount and eminent technique which tremendously helps people to train and tame their wandering mind. Lack of mindfulness and lack of practice have drastically directed and horrendously led multitudes of individuals into the quagmire of unresolvable conflicts and psychological traumas. Some of them have created distress and miseries by themselves. Some findings and records have revealed that some innocent and powerless people have been traumatized by cruel and atrocious people. What we daily encounter and experience is utterly shocking and unimaginable. Mindfulness perfectly helps us to look inward and scrutinize the true disposition and the temperament of the mind. An untrained and an untamed mind, those who are not well cultured and well mannered, those who are intoxicated with egocentric tendencies, very easily and promptly provoked to commit any cruel activity or traumatize any being. This is the veracious and true nature of the untrained and untamed mind. Once the Buddha said thus, because the mind is luminous, but it is defiled by adventitious and eccentric defilements. The great master, the Buddha, has vividly emphasized and effulgently highlighted thus, because I do not see even one other thing that when untamed, unguarded, unprotected, and unrestrained, leading to such great harm as the mind. The mind, when untamed, unguarded, unprotected, and unrestrained, leads to great harm. Not only negative facet, but also positive aspect have been disclosed by the Master thus. Because I do not see even one other thing that when tamed, guarded, protected, and restrained leads to such great good as the mind. The mind, when tamed, guarded, protected, and restrained, leads to great good. Many scholars, professionals, experts, and practitioners confidently recommend practice of mindfulness for numerous common ailments such as insomnia, difficulty of falling asleep, chronic fatigue, frequent infection, anxiety and depression, and so on in the Western countries of the globe today. Unfortunately, those who are born to this religion and those who are boasting about this teaching never put into practice in their daily lives. I have personally encountered and counseled many individuals who have gone through indescribable emotional agonies and psychological traumas which have been caused by wicked and cruel perpetrators. I have learned that most of them are not capable of managing and controlling their anger, lack of tolerance, lack of mindfulness, incapability of cope with their own temperament, and petulance have blindly led them to become wild and cruel. It is saddened that psychologically they are the first victims of their own defilements and impurities. This is why the Buddha has advised his disciples to be mindful and careful of their own thoughts. Mindfulness is the gatekeeper and the well-trained security guard who diligently and attentively monitor one's thoughts. This is not a physical exercise. No need to sit and be still all the time, but should be mindful of the act, speech, and thought at the present moment. Many people are very devoted and enthusiastic about their daily physical exercise and training. Even for this purpose, mindfulness can be applied to achieve impeccable and meaningful target. Though many individuals dedicate their time and energy to train themselves to be physically healthy, unfortunately, most of them have completely forgotten about their psychological well being and mental health. Some people may think that patients, those who are in the psychiatric hospital, are mentally sick, but the reality is contrary to what the most people think. Those who are not able and capable to control their anger, jealousy, craving, hatred are more dangerous than patients who are in psychiatric hospitals. Those who are intoxicated with wealth, political power, academic achievements, money, social status, physical health, inferiority complex, ego, a sense of personal identity, and many more underlying tendencies are the worst and unreliable psychopaths. Few professionals who serve in the domain of psychology and intellectuals who practice in the realm of psychiatry enlighten me that sometimes it is hard to identify and diagnose some psychopathic characters in psychopaths because they never disclose their true character in public. One of the scholars revealed me that the classic fact is the domestic violence. He said that most offenders and perpetrators act and speak like saints, but the reality is hidden. Most people are stressed and depressed due to lack of mindfulness. When one is mindful, he or she always dwells in the present moment. Never concentrate on the past, which especially brings sorrow. When one is mindful, one does not waste one's time for dreaming of the future, which brings confusion, irritation, and burden. The most common understanding of mindfulness is that of present moment awareness, presence of mind, wakefulness. This is the opposite of absent mindedness. Whenever we are lost or confused about what to do, we can simply come back to the present moment experience. Mindfulness is about observation without criticism, being compassionate with yourself. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing, and not overly reactive and overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Mindfulness always reminds us to concentrate on what we are doing now. Mindfulness guides us to be the present. If we leave it to its own devices, our mind habitually wanders away from the present moment. It constantly gets caught up in the replaying the past and the projecting into the future. In other words, we are very rarely fully present in the moment. Mindful attention, however, is completely engaged in the present moment experience, the here and now. We let go of the tension caused by wanting things to be different, the tension of constantly wanting more, and instead we accept the present moment as it is. Mindfulness is as effective as medication with no side effects. Mindfulness reduces insomnia, increases your sense of well being, reduces lethargy, and increases energy both mentally and physically. Mindfulness is also very effective for pain management. Mindfulness sharpens your memory and increases your focus and attention. Mindfulness improves your emotional and social intelligence and develops your empathy and compassion. It is also shown to improve relationships. Mindfulness improves health and boosts immunity. In fact, mindfulness is shown to have beneficial effects on many serious illnesses such as cancer and heart disease. Mindfulness creates clearer, more focused thinking and improves efficiency at work and at home. Mindfulness improves confidence and emotional resilience. Mindfulness reduces compulsive and addictive tendencies. These are the certain outcomes and positive benefits if one honestly practices mindfulness. May all beings be well and happy.